Let's go, sir.
All right, clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahshua, to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, to the sisters. This is I.S.U.P.K DC Wednesday law class. All right. Today we're going to go into breaking your faith. If you break your faith, that is very deadly. So you can die that way. You wanted the protection of the Most High, and now when things get shaky and when you're tempted, if you lose, if you get shaken up by your demons or Satan, the Lord is throwing you obstacles and battles that you need to fight. Like so being in the truth is not easy. The reward of getting it, the reward of receiving the kingdom of heaven is not easy. Just like anything else, any accomplishment of success, any job you want to get, or a certain amount of money you want to receive, any kind, you're working out and you want to bench press, 200, 300, 400, 500 pounds. It's going to take work. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So why would receiving authority on the earth under Christ be easy? That's what we have to say. Being in the truth is not easy, and gaining His gift is not easy. So if you're in here, right, and you think it's going to be easy walk, then you have to go back. You need to go back to church.
That's right.
Because that's that's not what you signed up for.
Right.
Give me James 8:1 and 8.
So I think the question too.
Well, I get the question too.
Gotcha.
Let me know if any questions online. Give me James 1:8, and all everybody, give it up for the Lord's Passover too.
Right.
The Lord's Passover was very beautiful, but behind the scenes, it was a lot of war to make it beautiful, man.
Right.
A lot of fight, a lot of obstacles that everybody had to go through.
Right. To
gather together, and remember the Lord's Passover, man, and to celebrate the Lord's Passover. That's the thing, and that's what I'm bringing up. Breaking your faith and not being stable, because there was a whole lot of Satan tried to shake us and try to stop us from having a beautiful Passover. Right. The Passover has several different departments. You know what I'm saying? Footage, lamb, food, everything, and Satan tried to shake every department. And even outside of the brothers and sisters who was developing and organizing the Passover, even for people to come down there, I remember a couple Passovers ago, it was a brother who was bringing another brother to the Passover. Him and somebody else got into an argument, so he just pulled over and he just hopped out of the car. And then the other brother stood strong and made it to the Passover. That is what Satan is going to throw tests and obstacles, and we're supposed to just sit there and fight and war and get that damn thing done, man. Right. So the word to the brothers and sisters who, went through their obstacles and went through their things, all different kinds of things, and fought, for us to come together to do the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. What you got, James?
Shalom, sir. I got a statement and a question, and I do have.
Okay, give me scripture first. Scripture first. James 1 and 2.
James 1. You said 1 and 2.
You can.
James chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
What does that mean? Diverse. But diverse. It says diverse?
Come.
No, swear. Go ahead. But that means diverse. Go ahead. What does that mean, young man? Also, our water, to pass out a piece of unleavened bread.
Like you're going to be tested, but because you're even being tested, the Lord loves you.
Right. It means count it all joy, meaning when you read it again.
My brethren, James chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
Right. Know that, know that this walk is not easy, man. Right. If you want a damn crown on your head, if you want to receive the kingdom of heaven, if you want our oppressor, if you want your foot to someday be on our oppressor's neck, then it's not going to be easy. And you now have taken an oath to the Most High to be His servant, and of course, tests are going to come. Tests are going to come, and Satan is going to try his damnedest job to show the Most High that you're not really as solid as you say you are, or as you think you are. You ain't strong as you think you are, and Satan is trying to show the Most High that every day. And it's our job to count it as a joy. Be happy, count it as a joy. Know that the Lord is testing you. Acknowledge that it is an obstacle, and find your way to get over it. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do it by yourself. Pick up the damn phone and call your camp leader or call a brother for advice. Gather together with your brothers and fight the demon together and get strengthened. And soon enough, you'll be so strong you'll help other brothers and other sisters fight their obstacles, man, and walk in a straight path to the Most High. Read on.
Verse 3, knowing this, that thy trying of your faith worketh patience.
Right, the trying of your faith worketh patience, man. When chaos is going on, the person that has a calm mind is the winner, man. You are the damn winner when if chaos is going on and you're panicking, you don't have any control. I mean, you don't have any control. Like if a shooting is going on right now, you don't have any control of that mass shooter. But if you try to calm yourself, maybe you can escape, or maybe you can find a way to disarm him, man. That's what all these temptations and things are about, and it's going to strengthen your patience. Just like at camp. At camp, we have some people that try to come up and attack us or come and, they at camp just talking trash to us. A brother that had, that's a temptation on his patience. A brother that has no patience will go and fight that person, and it's a demon. But a brother that has patience will just sit back and watch him. And if he crossed the line, he or she crossed the line, then they'll be dealt with because they crossed the line. But if they did not, then it is what it is. We keep our peace, man. So that's what it's about. It's about growing patience. A brother, in the beginning, when you first come to the school, you building your patience. A sister or brother might say something that offends you, and you might automatically respond back. But as you build your patience, you'll figure out how to calmly tell that brother or sister, Salaki, brother, sister, don't say that, or Salaki, when you said that, you'll break it down to them. And you keeping your composure instead of snapping back like, MF, what you say? And trying to fight him. That's you having no patience, man.
Right.
No patience at all, and you're weak for that. You're weak for not having no patience and no discipline. Give me what else does it say? Any more on that? All right, what was your question, brother?
The question was, with the Passover being over and done, what's the next celebration?
The next high holy day?
When we would gather like that.
I mean, usually when we mostly gather like that, it's always Passover. But second to that is when we have our different regions have cookouts. Have our cookouts. Cookout season is starting up, so that'll be the next time. And also our holy days is coming up. Right now we're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is 7 days. The ending of it will be this Sunday. So we're going to gather together on Sunday and close this feast of unleavened bread. We're right now we're eating unleavened bread. We're remembering when we had to leave. We had to leave where we were staying, and we had no time to let the bread rise. And we had to eat unleavened bread, flat bread, and we eat it today to remember what our forefathers went through during that time. Go ahead.
Salaki about to make the statement I wanted to make. Say, Lord of Christ to that lamb that y'all put together.
Mm-hmm.
The water, Jeremiah. Commander YAHANNA for allowing me to head the lamb and allow all the brothers TITHES and so the brothers got with war and Ash. How you say the brother's name? I.S.U.P.K. Salaki. Get his name right now. Ashar Napash, the brother Ashar Napash and Yarayam, it's like Yarayah, Rum, Ataza Wam, and Trooper Takan, Officer Kadazaya Yayan from Chicago, and Aram Mawan from Chicago, Tabak Ganaz from Milwaukee, Gabar in Minnesota, and Karakar in Chicago, Ka'ayalala in New Jersey, and Ala Yasha in Kansas City, Kalataza in Philly, and Rackham in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida. There's plenty more brothers. There's plenty more names. A lot of those brothers, you know what I'm saying, for helping, with the unleavened bread service and for Passover. It's another brother in Philly that helped with Passover. The water to all those brothers, man.
Right.
And the water for, Commander Yahana for, and General Muhammad for trusting me. Because usually that's General Muhammad's job to cook the lamb. Cook it and prep it and all that. General Muhammad said he ain't doing it this year. And he put all that, he put that in my hands. You know what I'm saying? Lord, I received a lot of good responses. Most High in Christ is what's the next scripture? Anybody? You had it? What was your question? You had that was it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, give me James 1:8.
James chapter 1, verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right, man. That's how your faith is shaken. Your faith is shaken because you're double-minded. You're not too sure about your thoughts. You're not stable in your faith. Meaning, you know what I'm saying, one day you can believe that Christ is black, you can believe that this, you can believe in that. But as soon as let's say the vaccine, that shook a lot of people's faith.
Yeah.
You would have straight up thought everybody believed in the Lord. The vaccine came out, they said, I.S.U.P.K is promoting the chip. Promoting the damn chip, promoting the market of beasts, and all that. You know what I'm saying? They double-minded, man. They're weak and they're shaking easily. Because I need you to hold the scripture for me with the parable of Christ with the planting. You know what I'm saying? When someone's planted on the rocks, some planted in the ground.
Yes, sir.
I need that too, most definitely. Read that again, brother.
James chapter 1, verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right. Unstable in all his ways. Meaning, you know what I'm saying? You can be out there at camp. You know what I'm saying? The Christian could come, or somebody could come and say some kind of doctrine, and if you unstable, you can believe it, and then you put your other men and the men around you in danger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You putting people in danger. You could be at Passover, and you could think something. I don't know. Be unstable and not believe that. This is the right day to celebrate Passover, or you can believe anything. And you putting everybody else in danger, man. Let me see. You can believe that. You can believe that it's not. You can believe that. You can teach that it's not. You know that it's not right to get high, but then, the next day they make weed legal, and all of a sudden you want to do it now. It's you can't be double-minded. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of, and that's how you can die like that. I'll show you a person who at times felt weak, and they died because of that. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 3. You gotta be stable in the truth if you want to be successful. You have to be stable. Can't be righteous one day and then the next day, you decide not to follow the laws. You got it?
Come.
Go ahead.
1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 3. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him.
Right, so the prophet Samuel was dead. Samuel would come and give counsel unto Saul, and we all know Saul was a Benjamite. He was the king of he ran the nation at the time.
Right,
but because he did not follow the Most High orders, the Lord gave his rulership to David, and there was a huge battle. Like he was so stubborn, and didn't want to give up his authority when he should have. The Lord found somebody better, which was David. Go ahead and read.
Come. And buried him in Ramah, even in his own city.
Mm-hmm.
And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land.
Right. So the reason and the wizards and familiar spirits are today what you call those tarot card readers, fortune tellers, readers, all that, palm readers. Go ahead.
Oh, so like, sir, if I make those astrologists,
all that. You know what I'm saying? Those in the Bible they're called familiar spirits, or what you see wizards. And what else do they say right there?
so like, had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land.
Right, they got them out of the land that was righteous. Go ahead, read on.
Come.
But we'll see what happened. So like we'll see why they put that in this precept right here. Go ahead.
Come. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid.
Right. So at that time we were always going to war with those Africans, the Philistines.
Right.
A huge, renowned, famous warrior, Goliath, who was killed by young David. He come out of the tribe of the Philistines.
Right.
That's where he comes from. But we always were going to war with them. Go ahead. So now now Saul once again, and this is not the first time when Saul was afraid of the Philistines. The first time he was afraid, I'm going to pull the first time he was afraid. Here's another time he's afraid when he's going to about going to war with the Philistines. Go ahead and continue to read.
Come. He was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets.
Right. So now, he's afraid. So he's seeking the Most High. He's good. That's what he should do. He should seek the Most High.
Right.
Right now, the Most High is quiet.
Right.
The Most High is not, is not answering him right now. Go ahead.
Come. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit.
Now there's a mistake. Seek me. Now what's that? What's a woman with a familiar spirit? Go ahead.
So like, sir, if I may, that's a woman who indulges in palm reading and trying to tell you your future, your past.
Right. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo, right. Miss Cleo is a familiar spirit.
God.
Call me now.
God.
She was getting y'all for y'all money back in the early 2000s.
Thank God, sir.
You just knew Miss Cleo knew your future. Is your boyfriend cheating on you? Yes, he is. Go ahead.
Come. That I may go to her and inquire of her.
Mm-hmm.
And his servants said to him.
So that was David's sin. That was Saul's sin.
Right.
Saul was afraid. He went to the Most High. Most High did not answer him. So instead of him sitting and being patient, just like in James when it says temptation strengthens your patience.
Right.
He should have been patient all the way until the Philistines knocked on his doorstep or came to his land.
Right.
And waited for the Most High.
Right.
But he did not wait for the Most High because of fear. That's another cancerous thing, fear, man. Fear is a cancer that destroys us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read.
SHALAM. Saul had just kicked these people out of the land. Now he wants them to help him.
Right. Saul, he kicked him out. And he got afraid because he got afraid.
Oh, God.
Oh, the Lord is not answering me right now. What I'm going to do?
Right.
I go get a fortune teller. I'll sin and go to a familiar spirit. And they're not doing anything but summoning Satan, man.
Right.
That is not, you are not talking to your mother. You're not talking to your father when you go to a fortune teller, familiar, or any of your ancestors or whatever.
Right.
You are talking to either she's making it up or you're talking to, or she's summoning a damn demon.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment.
So Saul knew it was a sin and knew that Israel knew that it was our culture not to. That's why he disguised himself. Read it again.
Come. Verse 8. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring him up, whom I shall name unto thee.
Go ahead.
Come. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits.
Right. So now he comes. Now Saul comes disguised as somebody else to this woman, saying, I need you to summon somebody. And the familiar spirit, the fortune teller says, I can't do that. Saul put us out of the land, and Saul is killing every wizard, sorcerer,
Right.
palm reader, fortune teller. All Miss Cleos is dying,
Right.
And around Saul,
Right.
around Israel.
Right.
Go ahead.
Cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die.
Right. She said, now you're trying to make me, you already know we've been killed for doing this. Now you're trying to make me do it so I can die?
Right.
Go ahead.
And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing.
He sinned again. He swore to God. We don't swear to God. The Bible says, let your yea be yeas and your nays be nays.
That's right.
You do not swear to God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just straight up tell the truth.
Right.
Or you don't. That's it. Ain't no on my kids and on this and on that.
Right.
That is not Israel, custom Israel.
Right.
Go ahead.
Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel.
Right. So now he's asking this woman to summon Samuel. You know what I'm saying? Roll let your eyes roll in the back of your head, light that candle, say your little chants.
Right.
I need you to summon Samuel because these Philistines are about to go to war with us, and I don't know what the hell to do.
Right.
So he's looking for all kind of help. Go ahead.
Come. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me?
Right.
For thou art Saul.
Right. So now she's seeing. Wait a minute. You are Saul. She said, "You deceived." What did she say?
She cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me?
Right. She said, "Why have you deceived me?" Go ahead.
For thou art Saul.
Because you are Saul. Are you here to kill me? You trying to? This is a setup.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel.
Right. So now she's doing her summoning things. She's doing her channeling her spirits and all that crazy stuff. And then she said, I seen the gods, and I see a man, old man in a mantle. And now Saul is like, oh, that must be Saul. I mean, that must be Samuel. That must be Samuel.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me?
Right. So now this woman is speaking as Samuel. Is her just doing it, or a demon? And disguising themselves as Saul. And now Samuel is saying, why have you called me? Go ahead.
To bring me up. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me.
Right. He know the Most High. He know the Most High departed from him because the Most High does not answer him anymore.
Right.
That's why he's afraid. He's afraid because he's going to war with these Africans, and now he's so afraid and stressed out because the Most High is not answering him. Go ahead.
And answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do.
Right. He running around everywhere. He ran to the prophets. His prophets had no answer for him. The Lord did not give him a vision. He prayed. The Lord did not answer or return any of his prayers, man. So he ran down to, he's trying to get all kind of resources in all kind of ways. And he said, F it, I'm just going to sin.
Right.
I'm going to sin and get an unfamiliar, and get a palm reader to try to find an answer of what I should do. You do stupid stuff when you are in fear.
Right.
You do the most dumbest things when you're in fear, and most important, you sin when you are in fear.
That's right.
And unstable. Go ahead.
Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee and is become thy enemy?
Right. So Samuel said, look, you already know what's going on. Why are you calling me? I'm a man. Why are you calling me? And you already know the Lord has departed from you. What the hell can I do?
Right.
I'm dead. And you try to channel me. You try to channel me from the dead to ask me what should I do? Negro, you just said the Lord departed from you. What can I do?
Right.
Go ahead.
And the Lord have done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thy hand.
See, the Lord the Lord been took the kingdom out of your hands. You just not accept it. You being stubborn. Being stubborn and not, fighting against the Lord, it just gets you killed. It just brings you a lot of trouble. Go ahead.
Oh, slightly, sir.
Mhm.
Question. So Samuel is dead.
Right. Samuel's dead right now. That's why he went to the unfamiliar spirit, so she can and light, candles and incense and roll her eyes on the back of her head,
Right.
and say, and try to act like she's seeing something and chant. And then she said, "Oh, I see an old man in a mantle." And now, Samuel out of desperation and saying, "Oh, you see, old man? Saul is saying that must be Samuel." That's what Saul is saying to this palm reader.
So SHALAM, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So she faking like she is Samuel.
She's faking it, or is actually you can summon Satan. You can summon not Satan. You can summon. It could be a demon on you. You can summon a demon. A demon can act like whoever.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the Lord have done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord have rent the kingdom out of the hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David.
Right. Even unto David. Even the damn demon is saying, "Look, it's unto David."
Right.
It ain't yours.
Right.
Like, that's why you're scared. You're scared because the Lord not answering you because the Lord is not with you no more.
Right.
Read on.
Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek.
And this is the reason why. The reason why is because he did not follow the order and killed every Amalekite like he was supposed to. Amalek has always been a war with Israel. And Amalek, as we were exiting, as we were leaving our oppressor, Amalek killed the old people. Like we did a line. So imagine like a whole village is leaving your oppressor. Yeah, so imagine you're free from slavery, and so you're walking to another land to try to build a home or build a new village for yourself. And the old people who are slower than you, imagine the stronger people who can walk on the front. The people who are slow and lagging behind are the children and the older people in the back, or in the handicap or whoever. Mm-hmm. Amalek was killing the people in the back of the line, the weaker ones in the back. And the Lord did not forget that. And once we established a kingdom and we had our soldiers in our army, the Lord said, I remember what Amalek did. Go and kill all of them.
Right.
And Samuel did not do that. Yeah. That's what the scripture is saying. Samuel killed all of them except for their king, Agag. He didn't kill, he spared Agag for some reason. And we're going to pull that up. Go ahead and read.
Come. Lord executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek.
Right. You ain't execute the Lord's fit. The Lord gave you an order to go and kill. The Lord give you an order to go and kill, he's going to be with you in that war. You don't have to worry about it. The Lord give you an order, just pick up the damn sword and get this slashing, man. Go ahead.
Come. Therefore, hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Mm-hmm. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines.
Right. Moreover, you're going to lose this war.
Right.
Because you didn't follow the Lord. You did not follow the Lord's orders. You know what I'm saying? You and your people are going into captivity. Go ahead.
Come. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines.
Right. He said, tomorrow your son, what the demon say? He said, tomorrow your son's going to be with me.
Come.
Meaning tomorrow your sons are going to die.
Right. And
they're going to be with Samuel. They're going to be dead with Samuel, man. That's what happens when you don't follow the Lord. And you're going to be in fear when you don't follow, when you don't follow the Most High, when you do not follow the Most High's laws. And when trouble is happening, and now you're going to run back to the Lord, and you get no mercy, you're going to be stressed out.
Right.
You're going to seek all kinds of ways. You're going to be in fear and panic and sin again and sin more. Give me,
Sorry, we dropping up.
Yeah, was there any more on that?
Oh, verse 20 just goes into this Saul fell straightway.
Read, let me see.
Verse 20. Then Saul fell straightway all along the earth and was so afraid.
Right, meaning he laid flat on the ground and was so afraid, man. So afraid. It's all, this is the feeling that we all gotta remember. When we all are in the school and you sin in the school, you take your oath, you give the oath to the Most High, you sin, and that fear that you feel, because you know that the Lord will punish you, or trouble is coming. You have to remember this fear, man. Remember that fear, so you don't do it again. And Lord spares you, where so you can be a wise man falls 7 times. So Lord allow when you make a mistake, and when you make a mistake, the Lord will have mercy on you. Where so if the Lord does have mercy on you, remember that mistake you made, the sin that you made, and never do it again. Okay. So that's what repenting is. But in this case, it was it for Saul. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 15. Start at the top.
First Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel.
See, I remember which Amalek did to Israel. The Lord remember when Amalek, killed the people in the back of our line of our voyage to another land. Go ahead, read on.
Salaki, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows the cowardice of the Edomites,
Right.
then and now.
Right, then and now, like the police, who they try to manhandle children, women. When it comes to a man, it gotta be multiple police for one man.
Right.
Always gotta go back because they're afraid, or always gotta pull that. Or if not, if they by themselves, they're so afraid, so they're gonna automatically pull that gun. Go ahead and continue to read.
Come. How he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Right. So as we came out of Egypt, and we avoided, the Lord destroyed Egypt and killed every damn firstborn. That's what we just celebrated that with Passover.
Right.
Get the Lord a hand, man. Right. The Lord a hand about Passover for freeing us out of Egypt, man. And He's going to free us out of America just like He did Egypt.
Right.
Now we're coming out of Egypt at this time, and Amalek is laying wait, and he waits and gets to the back of the line and start trying to kill our people going back of the line. Go ahead.
Come. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have.
Right. So the Lord said, go and destroy everything. Everything, man. Go ahead.
Come. And spare them not.
And spare them not. Go ahead.
But slay both man and woman.
Kill the Amalek, woman and man. Go ahead.
Infant and suckling.
Child and infant. Go ahead.
Ox and sheep. Camel and ass.
Meaning not even their food, not even their stock.
Right.
Destroy everything of his and all his people. Go ahead.
Come. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Tilam, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah.
Right.
And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them.
Right. So the Kenites they're not Israelites,
right?
But the Kenites were a tribe who didn't do anything to us. I don't know if they were Hamites or I gotta see what I gotta remember. I gotta remember what tribe they were.
Okay.
But the Kenites were a tribe at that time that we had no beef with. So Saul spared them. Like, look, y'all need to leave this land because we about to, fall on these people here. Go ahead.
Come. Lest I destroy you with them, for ye showed kindness to all the children of Israel.
Right, that's why, because they showed kindness to us. Go ahead.
When they came up out of Egypt, so the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites.
Right, that was a good, good payback. It was like, look, when we came up out of Egypt, you showed kindness to us. So we're not going to kill you. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to shore that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
And that was when he broke the law. That's when he broke the order.
Okay.
The Lord gave an order to kill every Amalekite, but he spared the king Agag. The Lord did not like that. We're going to find out. Go ahead.
Come. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the beasts, and the best of the sheep.
And the best of the sheep. Because it was like, man, and once again, you unstable. Had they been stable and followed the order, they'll kill everything.
Right.
But they said, man, these Amalekites, man, they was unstable. They're thinking about their damn stomach instead of the damn order. Right. That's what happens. Like, you'll fail. You can fail the order. You can fail your brother over your stomach.
Right.
You'll fail the Most High in Christ over your damn stomach, man. Right. Simple things. We got to be way more stronger than that.
Okay.
a lot of times you got to sacrifice. You're gonna sacrifice your hunger, sacrifice if you're damn tired, sacrifice your damn wallet.
Right.
You're gonna, it's a lot of stuff you're gonna have to sacrifice and not be selfish. Right. Them sparing the best sheep was them being selfish and thinking about their damn stomach, right, instead of obeying and pleasing the Most High God, who was their power. Right. Most High God can multiply and bless you with more land. Right. Of another enemy. Go ahead.
Come. And of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs.
Right. So all that, it was like, nah, all this good sheep and good lamb, hell no. You can't kill all this and let it go to waste. We got to eat this. Go ahead.
So I had a question. What's the fatlings again?
The fatling, it might be sheep or cow. Let me see. Cattle, and then the fatling. Let me see if is that the healthy cow or the healthy cattle?
Yeah, that's the young one, sir.
The young one.
No,
that's the young one. The young cattle.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly.
Right. So anything that was worthless, anything that was that they didn't like, or anything that was unlawful, they destroyed. Right. Anything that they liked, they kept. It sounds familiar. We did that before. When the Lord said destroy everything, and somebody destroy everything and take nothing, and one person decided to take a garment from the enemy. Go ahead.
Bible shot it's like a garment, and he took some silver.
Well, we'll pull it up, but it shows again and again when the Lord is sending you to destroy that enemy fully. Right. And when you become selfish in your own mind and unstable, and say, "Oh, you see something? You see a nice garment? Damn, well, this fly right here. I don't know. Damn, it's too fly. Shit, this thing flies. So you want me to burn this up? Right. You roll it up, put it in your bag. Nah, the Lord ain't gonna forget. Go ahead and read.
Come. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me.
See, that's when Saul lost the kingdom. Saul lost the kingdom, and the Lord regretted it. The Lord said, "Man, I made a mistake. Right. I made him king, and this is what he do. I make him king. I give him an order to destroy the enemies because what they did to his people and did to my children, and he can't even do that. Right. He can destroy utterly destroy everything that Amalek owns." Go ahead.
Come.
He failed.
And
he failed. What happened? What was crazy is he failed the mission, and then once he failed, he wasn't man enough. Right. He failed. The Lord didn't even kill him yet. The Lord just gave said, "You know what? I'm taking your crown and giving it to somebody else." Now, had he accepted that and repented, he could have still lived in the kingdom. He, still would have been respected. Right. Because David still respected Saul all the way to the end. Still honored him. But once again, he was too selfish to even, after he made a mistake, right, to be man enough and say, "You know what? I did not follow the order of the Most High God. David, you're better than man than me. Here you go. This is your throne now." Right. Because the Lord didn't even kill him after that. The Lord killed him much later on because he just kept being so damn stubborn. Right. Go ahead.
Come. And have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel. And he cried unto the Lord all night.
Right. So you can drop. So now, young man, pull 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 15.
13.
13. Salaki. Verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Hold on. What, actually, go ahead. Read that. Read it again.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Mm-hmm.
But God is faithful, who
Right.
will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able.
Right. So listen, the temptation that we go through is not new.
Right.
It's common to us. The Lord, you're going to stop smoking weed, and then 2 years later, 3 years later, weed's going to come back. I remember when I first came into the truth. I had stopped smoking weed for 3 or 4 years, and then one day I was like somewhere in my backyard. My brother was smoking weed, and the weed got in my nose, and it was smelling good. I said, you know what? Let me get the hell away from here. That was a temptation. It smelled good, and I said, I'm out. Now some people smell it and smell good, and they say, no, let me see that. And your boys will be like, man, hold up, you've been done for 3 or 4 years. You sure? Ain't you an Israelite? They will pull your car.
Right.
You gotta get out of it. Like, and see, guess what? That was a common temptation.
Right.
I had smoked weed before. I stopped for a couple years, and now boom, it's coming around again to see if you're gonna do it. Same thing with whores. Most of us messing with whores. In the world, it's a certain culture that men have to mess with whores and make whores.
Right.
You might find you a good girl and make her a damn whore. Trying to pass her to your homies and try to do this, try to do that.
Right.
What the man say? That man look like a bug. Slut maker.
Oh,
He's Indian.
Jesse Patterson.
Jesse Patterson. He be saying slut maker. That's what we was in the world.
Yeah.
Doing that to the daughter of Zion, which is ridiculous and very horrible.
Right.
And it destroyed our whole nation. Now when you try to get a woman now, you have to deal with her past. And you see how much her past has scarred her. And Lord allowed, but it takes years for her to heal from that. Years. You gotta have that once again, the patience.
Right.
You're gonna have to have that patience and not get frustrated and work with that sister. Because she was in the world and she's been scarred from the world just like you. Read on, brother.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Right. Read that part again.
From the top.
No, read that part again. The part you just read.
Come. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
Right. There'll be a way for you to defeat that temptation, or a way to escape from it. You gotta be strong enough to find that way to escape from it, or strong enough to fight it. That's what it is, having the strength to fight that temptation, and you will, escape from it. But if you're weak, you'll be captured by it and consumed by it. And most of the time, you're so weak, you're allowing it to happen, just to please your flesh. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That ye may be able to bear it.
Mm-hmm. That you'll be able to bear it. All our temptation that we go through is so tough that you can bear it.
That's right.
You can fix it. And in that kitchen, y'all don't know, in that kitchen, on that stove top caught on fire a little bit, and I had to blow it. And then the other one kept catching on fire multiple times. So I just had to turn it off and just use one. Just use one side of the oven. You had to keep moving. But had I been weak, I would have gave up on serving the brothers and sisters of the land. I'm like, I can't do it. Like somebody that was weak, I'm saying the Lord put a person in a position who can handle it. Anything that happens to you, the Lord is saying you can handle it. Be calm, be strong, and don't act out. Don't give up. Don't explode.
Right.
Stay calm and deal with it. Find a way to escape it. Find a way to defeat it. That's what I like better. You get what I'm saying?
Come.
Could have gave up. And I would have shamed myself. And everybody would have been disappointed. But he had to find a way to keep moving. And y'all don't even know that. I just brought that up. Go ahead.
Was that great? Verse 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Mm-hmm. Free from idolatry. Go ahead.
Verse 15. I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say. Verse 16. The cup of blessing.
What? Give me verse. You in First Chronicles, right?
Corinthians.
Oh, okay. There we go. Watch. Hold on. What verse is that? Because that's crazy. Lord with me. That fit my topic. You said 1 Corinthians what?
1 Corinthians 10. We started at 13 and went down to what was that? Well, 15. We got 15.
That fit. Lord, most high grace. Give me 1 Chronicles, not 1 Corinthians. 1 Chronicles 10 and 13.
It's a lot if you did say that.
So
10.
No, that was great. That wasn't my script. That was not my precept, but that fit. That fit perfectly, didn't it? Give me First Chronicles 10 and 13. Go ahead.
So like I said, the brother asked, can Mark 3 and 27 be applied to this?
Mark 3 and 27. Okay, because just pull the scripture you're talking about.
Come on.
Go ahead. And what brother is this?
Young man, Casio.
Okay, come. Go ahead. Who got? Give me 1 Chronicles 10 and 13.
1 Chronicles 10, verse 13. So Saul died for his transgression.
This what I wanted, because we just read about Saul. So now we're going to see this is the sum up of Saul why he died. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 13. So Saul died for his transgression, which he committed against the Lord.
Right. That's why Saul died. What was his transgression? Go ahead.
Even against the word of the Lord, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it.
See, he got weak. He asked counsel of the Lord. He asked counsel of his prophets, but he got no answer.
Right.
He got no answer, so he got weak and unstable, and he went to a familiar spirit. He went to a damn palm reader. He went to Miss Cleo.
Right.
And he died for it, man.
Right.
Died for that. Died for going to counsel, getting that counsel from that, and died for not following the order of avenging his own brothers and sisters. That's how crazy it is. You gotta understand, like, it's not like the Lord said, "Hey, go kill your family." The Lord said, "Go kill your enemies who killed your people, man."
Right.
That was it.
Right.
Like you should have that, the zeal. If the Lord give you the order, take the zeal to avenge your people.
Right.
That's right.
What else is there? Read on.
Verse 14. And inquired not of the Lord, therefore he slew him, and
Right.
turned the kingdom onto David, the son of Jesse.
Right. So now, because he did that, the Lord slew him and gave the kingdom and gave his authority to David. That's what happened. That's what happens when, you lose your faith. When you break your faith, man, death is, breaking your faith is deadly.
Right.
That's the topic of today's class. Right? Right? Because I said breaking
Breaking your faith.
breaking your faith is deadly.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? You can leave this truth, and when you leave this truth, you're not going to get any better.
Right.
There's going to be death around the corner. I said, we see brothers and sisters that leave the truth all the time, and they look more, and some of them have died. Others, they're in a much, less. They're not strong. You can tell they're very weak.
Right.
Some of them have been destroyed by drugs. Their skin is not as healthy as it used to be because of the drugs. Or because of whatever the hell they're doing, man. Some of them got locked up and put away in jail for some years because they left up out of here. They committed crime.
Right.
Committed crime, and of course you get locked up. Breaking your faith is deadly. And that's what happened with Saul. Saul broke his faith. in the Most High, and did not follow the Most High's orders. Who we at? If you're breaking the law, you're breaking your faith, man. Where you at?
First Chronicles, we on chapter 11, verse 1.
Rita, was it any more? Or that was it? Let me see what you got for it.
That was the end of chapter 10.
Oh, that's in the chapter 10. Okay, no sweat. Give me what I had. Oh, all right. Give me the read with the brother because I read what you said.
God, sir. Mark chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Right. So I mean, this is more. You can't count as double. I mean, what's the word we use for double? Twofold.
Twofold become a concept.
So you can. This is physical, meaning when you have you can use it for black leaders, for weak black leaders, where so they're supposed to be the strong men that protect us from our enemies.
Right.
Meaning, if we have strong leaders now, all black people will never vote. They will not sell drugs.
Right.
They will not, they will not be homosexuals. They will not be molesters and sick pedophiles. If we had strong black leaders, but because our black leaders now join our enemy, and they love the money more than being righteous. You know what I'm saying? They let the wolf, eat up the lamb. So a strong man can't be bounded up.
Right.
Now, what she's saying about a strong man being bounded up into the house. Now, if you strong and then you fall weak, yes, you can fall to temptation. Once you're weak, you can fall to temptation. Your vessel, you'll be destroyed. Same thing with that. The scripture where it says, you clean up your house, one demon leave, and then seven more come.
Okay. Right.
You got that, Arwadu? See if you can find that scripture. Was there any more on that? Ask your brother, was that good? Does he need any more? Does he need broken down more? All right, so you continue what he had, the scripture he had, because
and then he will spoil his house.
Right, and then he will spoil his house. Yeah, like if if your faith is weak, you get what I'm saying, you can destroy yourself.
Right.
So yes, if you're not strong, your house, you will be destroyed. Your house will be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? That's and that has happened. That's why we're in this captivity. Because our strong leaders have been bound up, or our leaders that we look up to now have been paid off, and they're comfortable now with the money that they're being paid, so they can give a damn about us, man. You got our order?
Nah, so I'm happy, but it's not going straight to it.
What you got, young man?
I don't know if I got the 7 spirits, probably. I think I got the beginning. Is it Matthew 12, 43 through 45?
Mm-hmm.
When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man.
Right, that's it. Well, what verse is that?
That's Matthew 12, 43. Starting right there.
All right, go 12:43. Let me see what 41 says. Matthew 12:41.
Okay. Matthew chapter 12, verse 41. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas. And behold, a greater than Jonas is here. A greater than Jonas is here. Mm-hmm. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation and shall condemn it. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And behold, a greater than Solomon is here. when the unclean spirit is gone out of man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
Right. So this is a breakdown talking about. Once you'll clean yourself, clean your house. You know what I'm saying? You'll finally be strong enough to rid your demons, and they'll come back. 7 more demons will come back, and you gotta be ready and be strong to fight. Once there's always a test. The test always will increase.
Right.
When you first start fighting, you have certain fights, and you may win or you may lose. You'll begin to win for a while, and then stronger ones will come. So this is a new test now. So now you gotta be strong enough to fight this one. But once again, the Most High not gonna put us into a situation where we cannot handle.
That's right.
That's what we always gotta remember.
That's right.
That's what we have to remember.
God, sir.
Go ahead.
So, like, and if I may too, sir, what you're saying is so heavy. Whenever I feel like something it seems like it's getting overwhelming, I always tell myself that it's like the fight is already fixed in my favor. It's just a matter of am I going to stand up and fight?
Right.
Regardless of how long the fight is or how hard the fight is, it's already fixed in my favor. If I lose the fight, it's because I didn't fight.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. If you lose the fight, it's because you put your sword down, man.
Right.
You put that sword down, you became weak.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do not drop a sword.
That's right.
Give me the precept I wanted with the seed being planted on different
Come. Matthew chapter 13, verse 4. So like verse 3. And he spake many things unto them in parables.
All right, this is Christ speaking parables. This is talking about you being damn solid, not bringing your daggone faith, man.
Right.
When something comes, like we all like just imagine this. This parable right here is about how imagine 10 or 12 people come to the truth at one time.
Right.
And then when the big tests come, few stay and most leave.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside.
Right.
And the fowls came and devoured them up.
Right. So some seeds fell by the wayside, and some birds came to eat those seeds.
Right.
Go ahead.
Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth.
Right. Some seeds fell in stony places, so they could not root into the ground. They couldn't root and get into that dirt and get strong and get the nutrients from the earth.
Right.
Go ahead.
And forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth.
Right. They sprung up, but they had, so they had no, they had no roots into the earth.
Right.
Even though they sprouted.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And when the sun was up, they were scorched. And because they had no root, they withered away.
Right. Go
ahead. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them.
Right. Some of them was choked by the thorns. Go ahead.
Come. But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold.
Right.
Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Keep reading.
Go ahead.
For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he had.
Right. So basically, what it's saying here, we start from the top again.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 3. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside.
So this represents brothers. This represents brothers who come to the truth, or sisters that come to the truth, and then they may not stay long. So let's say, imagine this is talking about. It don't have to be what I'm saying, but it's just I'm using an example. Let's just say brothers that have been or sisters that have been here for a week or 3 months, and after that 3 months, so they're gone. Read on.
And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up.
Right.
Some fell upon stony places.
Now some fell upon stony places. Read on.
Where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth.
So this could seem like, it's a brother sister that comes in and it's shining and rocking and rolling. They shining and they rocking, they moving and they rolling, but really, so they're inspired to do the work, but really they're weak when that first test come.
Right.
They rocking and rolling. They look like, and you see the potential in them. They got that potential. That first little test come. Read.
And when the sun was up.
Now when the Lord turns things up, the fire is on them. You know what I'm saying? They not, we all in the fire to be refined gold.
Right.
So you got to put gold in the fire.
Right.
So they under that fire and they crumble. That's these seeds that was on the stony places.
Right.
Because the sun came out and then what?
They were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away.
They had no root, they withered away. So that's dope. So they can represent, they can be an example of those kind of brothers and sisters. But so they sprout up, they look like they're rocking and rolling, moving and grooving. First test comes, instead of them getting counsel from somebody, they wither away.
Right.
Go ahead.
And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them.
Right, someone could be in tough places, or when things get real tough, so things were tough for them, so they could not grow. Go ahead.
But others fell into good ground.
But others fell into good ground. That's why you got brothers that keep the school going. Like you got the generals. Right. You got the captains of 13,000s. You got the generals and captains and officers that have been here, 10 years, 20 years. 20 years plus. And those are we are their fruit.
Right.
We're the fruits of Commander YAHANNA.
Right.
So it's our job here to find, make sure we are in good soil.
Right.
So we can give off good fruit also.
Right.
Where we at?
But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit. Some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold.
Right. Good example. That brother, big up the Captain Kahan.
Yeah.
Over the South, man. Planted all over the South, and we was just down Houston. That Houston camp and those Houston brothers that gave, that hosted us and gave us all that Southern hospitality, found a ranch and all that, made all that happen, is from the Lord using Captain Kahan. Went through. I would. He's from the DC school. I've been with him.
Right.
We've been through fire together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was tested and tested and tested. Went down south, spread the truth, and it grew in Texas. It grew in Florida, in Louisiana, New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers all over other regions, California. Captain I.S.U.P.K. Got the brothers over there rocking and rolling, and in the UK. You get what I'm saying? All over.
Okay.
You got Canada. We got the way, Captain Shock again. Got the bros rocking and rolling in the West Indies.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So brothers, you know what I'm saying, they get rooted and they give off good fruit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, those fruit, you gotta remember the fruit has seed in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The fruit has seed in it, and it's gonna grow fruit also.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That is our job.
Right.
Our job is not to, but if we break our faith, then we're not gonna grow.
Right.
We prolonging this captivity.
Right.
By not growing and not teaching and not fishing and not being disciplined and not being stable.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's a battle. All of us, started off unstable, and as time go past, so we get more seasoned and we get more stable. We get more disciplined. We learn how to, sacrifice. That's what we have to do here.
Right.
All right, where we at?
That's the end of that, sir.
All right.
The brother said concert, like be too wild.
But that was too wild.
Yeah, concert.
Most high praise. Give me I want to pull up Job. Pull up Job. Because all the things that we go through, we gotta remember. We gotta remember the brothers. We gotta remember the brothers that went through something, and stood strong to the end. And we gotta remember there's times when brothers didn't stand strong, and we gotta remember the consequences of their choices.
Right.
Let me see. Give me Job chapter 1. Okay.
Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil.
He did what?
Eschewed evil.
That's how you become perfect, man.
Right.
You become perfect by eschewing evil.
Right.
Getting evil away from you. Go ahead.
Cut. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she asses, and a very great household.
He was good and healthy, good and wealthy. Go ahead.
Okay. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east.
Mm-hmm.
And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Now, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Right. So now this is talking the sons of God. This is when it's talking about the angels.
Right.
The angels are coming to give a report.
That's right.
Of what's going on, just like we give reports. The angels are giving reports of the men of his servants on the earth, of what's going on the earth, and their duties, and their actions, what they've been doing. Go ahead,
SHALAM. This is a council.
Right, this is a council. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So Satan, he asked Satan, where you coming from? He said, going to and fro throughout the earth, to and fro throughout the earth, tempting people.
That's right.
Tempting and seeing who's going to fail their damn test, man. Fail their test. We got to strengthen ourselves through fasting and through prayer. That's how we get stronger.
Right.
Through prayer and actual fasting.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah, man.
Salaki. And this will be
good cut for anybody who think that Satan was just banned out of heaven.
Right. It's a good cut. It's a cut, like, you know, because Satan is still coming to report to the Most High.
Right.
And is in counsel with the Most High. Go ahead. And he can't do it. Satan can't do anything without the permission of the Most High. That's what we're gonna find out right now.
Right. Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then Satan answered the Lord. Oh, Salaki said.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil. Salaki. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance, and increased in the land. But put forth thy hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job, and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabians fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven, and he hath burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Verse 17. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels.
So now bad news is coming. You hearing bad news. That happened all our life. Everything going good.
Right.
All of a sudden, bad news. Bad news, man. Oh, something happened. I'm going to lose my house. The bills have been. Oh, where does bill come from?
Right.
Got a car accident. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a new car. It's going to take you a while. Got to catch a bus now. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. Bad. Your job about to close because of COVID or anything. Bad news, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So who are the Sabians?
In the which read the part what she talking about?
Verse 15. Job chapter 1, verse 15. And the Sabians fell upon them and took them away.
The Sabians, of course, are our enemies. You trying to figure out what tribe they are? Let me see. Because I see you find out what tribe they are.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
They're the Japhetic peoples. Those are people that originally inhabited the land of Europe and Australia.
Oh, okay. The ones that Esau made a deal with their daughters.
So the Latins.
Those Sabians. That's where monogamy comes from.
Right.
Monogamy comes from the Esau trying to make a deal with the Sabians, saying that we will keep your daughters and only marry your daughters.
Concept.
Okay, God. Go ahead.
Verse 18.
But from tribe of Japheth. Go ahead.
Still 17, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
So we're saying, like, his servant was the only one that escaped to tell him, to give him that message that,
Right.
Our enemies had rose up against us and killed our people and have taken things from us. So that's when Satan had asked the Lord to remove his hand, meaning remove your protection from from Job, and once he starts going through chaos, watch, he'll turn against you, Lord. That was Satan's deal.
Right.
Satan was like, I bet you he'll turn his back on you. I bet you he'll turn his back once things start getting shaky. And that's his deal with all of us.
Right.
Once things start getting shaky, that's when that's when it's time to show yourself, man. It's time to show you. It's time to show if you're strong or not. Time is going to tell. Once things get shaky, you'll see a person's true character. That's why I love, when I'm married to a woman or a dating woman, and I love when things get shaky, so I can really see what she's gonna do.
Yeah, straight up.
I love tough times.
Yeah.
I had dating Eve in Boston. She hated that. I love that.
Yeah, God.
She's like, you think I forgot what she said. You think strength only comes from tough times? I mean, yeah. I don't only think that, but that's yes. she didn't like that about me. She didn't like that. I love when chaos happens, so I can see how we're gonna act.
Right.
It's the best thing for me.
God.
But don't create your own chaos. I didn't create my own chaos. But when it happened, I'm like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, come.
Let's see what's gonna happen.
God, sir.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Talk about me, sir, and that's biblical. I believe it's in Ecclesiastes when it says there's a friend that weathers the storm. I'm paraphrasing, but it's saying basically what you just said.
You see if you find it.
Come on.
Go ahead, continue.
Okay. It's verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped, and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither.
And that's what we would do. We would do that. We would, black people, we cry, we fall to the ground and roll in the dirt and rip our clothes, and we would shave our head like, Lord, I messed up. This, what's going on? We scream to the Lord. Go ahead.
Okay. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly.
Read that part again.
In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly.
Right. See, with all those things, when all those things happened, he didn't run like Samuel. Or, I'm sorry, he didn't run like Saul and go to Miss Cleo, go to a daggone palm reader, fortune teller.
Right.
He didn't sin and he did not curse God. He didn't say, damn you, God, you the one that did this to me. It's your fault. Like what's his name said when he got caught with another woman. Jack, what's his name?
I know you're talking about, sir.
That fool. that fool that always talking about speak always against men.
Yeah, cuz Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson. When he so-called had sex with another woman, first of all, he said that he cheated. Brother, you did not cheat. You cannot cheat on cheating is not in a black man vocabulary.
Right.
You don't cheat, but what you can do is sin. Like if you have sex with a whore, that's a sin.
Right.
Have sex with a prostitute, that's a sin.
Right.
If you have sex with another woman, you have two responsibilities. To take care of them both and to be with them for the rest of your life. Both of them.
Right.
So that's what you do. You added on duty to yourself.
Right.
And more headaches to yourself. Because you got two mouths now talking to you, and you got to listen sometimes. So you added on. You add on. It's gonna grow your patience.
Right.
So he did, but Derek, not to get too far off topic, but he blamed God. Derek Jackson, when he so-called cheated on his wife, he didn't even blame himself. He blamed God. He's ridiculous, man.
Right.
He's weak. He's not like Job. Job didn't blame God when he lost his family, lost his servants, lost his land, lost his livestock. What did it say? What did it say he did?
Sorry. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly.
He didn't charge God foolishly, man. like Derek Jackson and like other people do.
Right.
Trying to blame God for someone. Negroes is you.
Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, sir. Who is this Derek Jackson? I keep hearing about him.
Okay, so like a couple weeks ago, Derek Jackson, if you go before he so-called cheated on his wife, for years he will always sit in his car and give advice to women about men, like how he basically was just trashing men.
Yeah.
Like just straight up trashing, like just because you're a dog and you're loyal and you're unloyal, like he more was trying to make men. He just was talking about how men is deadbeats and trifling. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They can't stick to one woman when it's like a million women to one man or something like that. It's like somebody one of y'all is gonna have one. Y'all gonna have to share the same ride. Gonna have to. It's a lot. It's a million to one. Like, it's a lot of y'all. So it's gonna have to happen. But he basically was just trashing men. A lot of men hated him because he was like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you're soft. You're just Christian.
Yeah.
And and he showed himself.
Yep.
The stuff he was speaking against, he was doing. He was the man that he was speaking against.
Right.
He was that trifling man.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But he when he got caught so-called cheating, he blamed God.
Right.
Ridiculous, man. But Job did not hear.
Right.
And it says foolishly. Because he was no fool. But Derek Jackson is a fool. Go ahead.
Somebody said about me. Not only did he didn't blame the Most High, he just tore his clothes up and cut his hair off.
Right, and that's what we do from generation to generation. Mm-hmm. Act a fool when things go bad. That's what we do. We've been doing that forever.
Yeah, good.
Putting ash on our head. Right. That's what we do, man. Ridiculous. We want attention.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Even now, sisters will pull their hair out or shave their head when something going bad for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, too, at the precept, sir. I was talking about.
Go ahead.
If I may. Sirach, chapter 12, verse 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Right. So read from the top again.
Come. A friend cannot be known in prosperity.
Meaning this, prosperity meaning wealth or riches in a good time.
Right.
When everything going good, when you up. Remember, like you hear songs about it all the time.
Yeah.
Rappers rap about when they was rich and they had all these friends, and when they was down, all the friends left.
Right. And
now that the friend got back, read up or whatever.
Right.
Now the friend's back.
Right.
And so you talk about how corny that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The man's prosperity, I can't tell who my friends is. Everything going good for me now.
Right.
All the ladies love me.
Right.
Everybody love me. Now, things go bad. You ain't got no woman. You ain't got no friends either.
Right.
The man who you thought you was your man is not.
Right.
So read on.
Come. And an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
All right, man. You're gonna see. You're gonna see who an enemy is. If y'all beefing, you're gonna see who your enemy is.
God, sir.
Go ahead.
God. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Right. So just repeating itself.
Right.
When you up, you're gonna have haters. When you up, you're gonna have haters. Haters gonna hate.
Right.
Enemies gonna not like you. And read on. Read the last part.
I stated that, sir. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Right. Even in your adversity, when you're going through something, even most of your friends will depart.
Right.
It's only very few, select few, who will stay down with you, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like I said, I pulled this to what you're saying so heavy about, like when you with a sister, and it comes from a time when the chaos arise. My pops always told me, put your worst foot forward when you first meet a sister.
He always told me that. He was like, put your worst foot forward. He was like, just, you want to see how she gonna respond when you at your worst. You know what I'm saying? You want to see when the chaos comes, like you said.
I used to do that. I stopped myself.
I still do it sometimes. So like,
that's not right. You want to start. I mean, you want to start off ahead of it. But when things happen, then you're like, okay, now it's time to see what's gonna happen.
Right.
But don't create your own damn chaos. That's not good to get to Eve, man. Okay. We continue on Job, right?
That was it for Job.
Nah. You want to go on verse 10?
Oh, you want?
Yeah, read on.
Oh, okay. When we go to chapter 2, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Job, chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence cometh thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
Mm-hmm. You already read that, right? Or is it repeating? So
It's repeating, sir.
Okay, read on.
Verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God, and he skeweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man have will he give for his life. But put forth thy hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And
right, so this is Satan just repeating himself, saying, you know, if you remove your protection, when things get shaky, he's gonna turn his back on you.
Right.
Go ahead.
Salakia. Mm-hmm. In the first chapter, he took all his possessions, like his family, his cattle, and all that, and he didn't shake them. So, like, Satan kind of gave up on that, and the Lord is asking him again, like, so report back what happened with Job, like I asked you. Mm-hmm. Now he's saying, well, maybe if you let me take your fence around him personally, let me give him some sickness or something like that. I got it.
Right. So Satan, right? Get a brother hand. So first Satan took things around him, his possessions and things like that. So now Satan is asking the Most High, but Job passed the test.
Right.
He did not curse the Most High God.
Right.
So now Satan's like, no, let me turn up the fire. Let me make him sick.
Right.
Go ahead. Read on.
Cut. Verse 6. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life.
Right. See, so the Lord said, look, you can do, what you want, but do not kill him. You cannot kill him. You can make him sick. Go ahead.
Cut. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown.
Mm-hmm. So he put boils all over his body, all the way from his foot to the top of his head.
And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die.
But evil, sister. Right. So you still believe in the Most High? You still standing strong?
Right.
Curse the Most High, man. He's just doing this to you. Curse him. He's evil. That's what she's saying to him. She's stupid. And she shut her stupid mouth. Go ahead.
Sloppy, sir. Okay. She telling him, curse the Most High and just go ahead and take the death. Yeah. Just go ahead and get out. It sounds like she want him out of here.
Good night. Or why come his own breakdown and shit? Possibly be, man, but she most definitely telling him to curse the Most High.
Verse 10. Mm-hmm. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
Right, you speaking like a stupid bitch. You speaking like one of foolish women. Why are you telling me to do that, man?
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of this evil that was come upon him, they came everyone from his own place. Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shuhite, and Zophar, the Amathite.
These are 3 of Job's friends, 3 of Job's brothers, his friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, which came to visit Job. Go ahead.
Come. For they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him.
Right. They said, man, they try to be good brothers and say, look, he's down bad. Look, let's go visit him and take care of him.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept, and they rent every one of his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven.
And what you got? Chapter 2, verse what?
12, sir.
Go ahead, read on.
Come. Verse 13. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights.
Right. So that's strong with them brothers. They sat down with him. They did right at first.
Right.
They seen, they mourned with him, and they sat down with him for 7 days and 7 nights.
Right.
Read on.
Come. And none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great.
Mm-hmm.
Job chapter 3, verse 1. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. Let that day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let the darkness and the shadow of the death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined into the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. Because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from my eyes.
Right, he's talking about the day he was born.
Right. Time check, sir. It's 8:56.
Yeah. Wow. So we're gonna move. So we're gonna move on. So now we're gonna move on to. So right now, the 3 friends at first sat with him and did the right thing. They sat with him for 7 days and 7 nights. But as the time is going on, the 3 friends are now they start giving him evil advice, basically trying to get him to turn away from the Most High.
Right.
They came there first, and then they did the right thing. And then later on, when we read on, if we pick up on this again, I'll show the scriptures where so they was telling him stuff, giving him wrong advice. And we're gonna read Job 42. When the Lord, when let me see,
Job 42.
Yeah, 42. We're gonna skip over to the last chapter of Job 42, verse 1. Job never cursed the Most High anything. He just kept going through the punishment, His wife told him curse God. His friends came there and they did something righteous at first, but as time went on, and they lost their patience. They lost their patience and they broke their faith.
Right.
They started giving David the wrong advice. And now the Lord is going to punish them 3 for what they said. Give 42 and 1.
Job chapter 42, verse 1. Then Job answered the Lord and said, I know that thou canst do everything, and that no thought can be withholden from thee.
Right. He said, I know you can do anything. I know you can do everything, and I know no thought can be hidden from you. I know my thoughts cannot be hidden from you. Go ahead.
Come. Who is he that hideth counsel without knowledge? Therefore have I uttered that I understood not things too wonderful for me, which I knew not.
Right. He said, now, see, I don't know what he said. Now I thought I knew what was going on, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm being cursed.
Right.
I don't know what's going on. Now he's admitting he doesn't know. Read on.
Come. Here, I beseech thee, and I will speak. I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me. I have heard of thee by the hearing of the ear, but now my eyes see of thee. Wherefore I abhor myself, and repent in dust and ashes.
Right. See, now he's saying I hate myself because I try to think of why I was being cursed. I try to use my own thoughts and try to figure out why you're cursing me. Why is this happening to me?
Right.
Instead of me not leaning into my own knowledge. That's what Scripture says. Don't lean into your own understanding.
Right.
Lean not into your own understanding.
Right.
Read on.
Come. Verse 7. And it was so that after the Lord had spoken these words unto Job, the Lord said to Eliphaz the Temanite, my wrath is kindled against thee and against thy two friends, for ye have not spoken of me the thing that is right, as my servant Job had. Right.
So now the Lord's mad with three friends because he was like, okay, you came to visit Job. You came to comfort him. But then later on, your patience ran thin, and you started giving him the wrong advice, and which was against me. You ain't speak. You didn't speak. And you didn't humble yourself like Job did.
Right.
Read on.
Come. Therefore, take unto you now 7 bullocks and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and offer up for yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you.
Now he said, look, you go grab up some livestock, and you sacrifice that. Do a burnt offering. Back then, we did burnt offerings and sacrifices for our sins. Right. So he's saying, look, you sinned. Y'all need to go and give your livestock to Job. Let him sacrifice it and pray for y'all. Because if he doesn't pray for y'all, I'm going to kill you. Go ahead and read.
Come. For him will I accept, lest I deal with you after your father.
He said, my the prayer from Job, I'll accept. That's why he made them 3 give the livestock to Job and sacrifice and have Job pray for them. Because he said, I'll hear him. I'm not going to hear y'all.
Right.
And if Job does not pray for y'all, I'm going to kill you for what you for you losing your faith and for your patience running thin. Go ahead.
Come. In that ye have not spoken of me the thing which is right, like my servant Job.
Right.
So Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Anamite went and did according as the Lord commanded them. The Lord also accepted Job.
Right.
And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before.
Right. So all the things that he had in verse 1. If you go back to verse 1 and read everything he had, now the Lord gave him double. Right. Read on. Then
came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord had brought up upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and everyone an earring of gold.
Right. So all the sacrifice, all the temptation, all the trouble the Lord put him through, everybody came together, gave him money, gave him gold. Read on.
Verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter and of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep.
Right. So now you got 14,000 sheep. Go ahead.
And 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she-asses.
Right.
He had also 7 sons of 3 daughters. And 3 daughters. Right. And he called the name of the first.
So he had children, and then the Lord doubled all this stuff and gave him 10 children. Go ahead.
And he called the name of the first Jemima, and the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Karen Hapuch. If I'm saying that right.
You can drop that. It's basically just showing how Job was an innocent man. He was an innocent man. It was just a test. Satan was trying to rock him, shake the tree, shake the tree, shake the tree. But that tree was solid, man. Yeah. We got to be solid trees like Job.
Right.
And we got to not lean into our understanding and try to guess why we're going through this. Or not guess, but not speak like, oh, this is happening to me because I did this. Or this is happening because I did this. Fool, you don't know why the Lord is doing what to you. Right. You don't know why. Just sit there and pray to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And, let him know, I don't know what's going on, but, Lord, keep praying and fasting. Don't try to lean into your understanding and think and understand and know why. Or I think I know why this is happening to me. You don't know why certain things happen to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that Job was perfect, even when his evil rib and his 3 friends who were supportive at first, but then they became evil because they lost patience. They all tried to tempt him to curse the Most High or do whatever against the Most High, but he did not do it. That's what we have to do. We got to stay strong because we're gonna go through a hell of adversities, temptations. Satan's going to shake us, try to shake us. We got to stand strong. And once again, we got one another. That's right. And as long as we don't give one another evil advice or try to understand or think like why the Lord is doing this to that brother or that sister, and just be there for that brother or sister, just, fast with them, pray with them. Right. You know what I'm saying? With that, you know what I'm saying? Don't break your faith, stand strong. Satan's going to shake you. Satan will definitely try to shake the Passover and everywhere. Right. But we went to war to make it beautiful, man. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody did a good job. And with that, we're going to pass the class to Preaching Officer our watch.
ISUPK security announcements.
Stand right here, brother.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced by I.S.U.P.K. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. Would you like to speak on this?
Upcoming holy convocations will be closed. Will be ending the Feast of Unleavened Bread this Sunday. This Sunday at sundown. You should, check your camp leaders and regions, according and see when they are organizing the ending of the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But it started last Sunday, and the 7 days is this Sunday coming up. It's going to end this Sunday.
Okay. Remind Akim and Akwafin to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to become a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black pants, black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hairband, or scarf. With that, say a miser. Cut. Sar, which means to turn. Say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew first. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayah. Shabka. Yahweh. Malakwuthka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. I.S.U.P.K. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Nathamnalaw. Nakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknaw. Kabawafnaw. Kasalaknaw. Kabawafinaw. Wala'ah. Tabayayanaw. Banasayawan. Abal. Hawashayanaw. Mayam. Rad. Kaya. Laka. Hamalaku. Wala'ah. Wahatapareth. La'ai Walamnim. Aman.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come. That will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sorry, sister, you can sit down. Sorry, which means to turn. Give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Amijah Shabbat. Amijah. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Rakatham.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Rakatham.
Yasmatah. Sorry, sister, you can stand up. Give one courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel. Amijah Shabbat. Amijah. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Alatham Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yasmatah. Class dismissed.